Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Ukradowski of WeAreChange.org, and today is yet again another watershed moment in the Robert Mueller Russiagate investigation, which, surprise, is dividing people on the left and right who come up with their own version of events, which the majority of are full of crap. And that's why, specifically in this video, we are going to go over what actually happened, if there actually was any supposed Russian collusion, which is becoming harder and harder to find any, really, yeah. And then, of course, we're also going to talk about how both parties here are just full of family-friendly show horse manure. And oh yeah, by the way, this show is made possible by you and your support on teesprings.com/stores/wearechange. The link, the t-shirts are just below this video. And with your purchase, help support independent media. Alright, so let's just get right into it, since obviously everyone is talking about this story. And we not only saw Roger Stone, but also hashtag Mueller time, hashtag Nixon, WikiLeaks, and even hashtag Mueller Friday all trend today on Twitter because of this latest news with FBI SWAT agents who, by the way, volunteered without pay to storm the house of shitposter and troll Roger Stone's house in the early hours of this morning to arrest him on an indictment by the Mueller investigation, being officially charged on 7 counts, charges of obstruction, making false statements, and, quote, witness tampering, with the indictment specifically talking about him lying to Congress, trying to get stolen emails from WikiLeaks, and reaching out to WikiLeaks trying to obtain these emails. We're going to get into some of these charges in greater detail later on, but the story dominated headlines also because of the FBI SWAT officials, which many people have accused them of heavy-handed, unnecessary tactics, which definitely was an overstep in my own personal opinion. And another interesting fact about this arrest, which was also interestingly highlighted by Donald Trump in a tweet earlier this morning, where he said, quote, greatest witch hunt in the history of our country. No collusion. Border coyotes, drug dealers, and human traffickers are treated better. End sentence. Who alerted CNN to be there? Question mark. A very important question, since somehow CNN was able to get exclusive video coverage of the actual raid, of the actual arrest of Roger Stone, with them being on the scene at his house an hour before the FBI agents even showed up, which of course leads many people to think that the FBI tipped off CNN. Now, very interestingly, CNN has contradicted themselves many times, saying that at first it was a producer's gut instinct, at second that it was some kind of grand jury activity that they picked on, contradicted themselves, but of course, as other reporters have noted, that not one news organization except for a remote CNN crew knew about this arrest. And after releasing contradictory statements before, CNN now says that, quote, they were able to capture the arrest of Roger Stone because of the result of determined reporting and interpreting clues revealed in the course of events. And they said that's called journalism. And to me, that's called bull, because CNN has been proven time and time again to be just the absolute abhorrent pusher of fake news. And for them to say this with the absolute little credibility that they have is extremely doubtful to believe. Now, of course, there's a small, slimmer chance that this could be true, but honestly, just extremely doubtful with the reputation that CNN has that precedes it, which makes many people, including myself, to believe that they were tipped off. Again, just personal opinion, which has not been corroborated. Now, moving forward with the story, obviously after being arrested, Roger Stone was able to see a judge whose bail was determined at $250,000, which, by the way, Roger didn't have to pay. He just had to promise he had to pay that if he missed the next court appointment. Now, as soon as coming out of court, Roger Stone decided to first give the interview to Alex Jones in InfoWars, where he talked about how his wife and dog were traumatized and how he will fight and defend not only himself, but also not flip on Donald Trump, and that he is not guilty of all the charges that he was just indicted on. And honestly, looking at the indictment, there actually is no proof of Russian collusion, which this investigation is supposed to be about, but there is the fact that Roger Stone did actually threaten a dog. Oh, God. Yes, Roger Stone threatened Randy Sidorko's dog because Randy was disputing Roger's claim that he was the back channel to WikiLeaks, which was most likely Roger Stone being called out on his constant exaggerations because, surprise, surprise, Roger Stone is a notorious troll. WikiLeaks also released an official statement about this entire incident, even quoting the indictment, saying that the charges against Roger Stone do not allege that Roger Stone lied about his contacts with Julian Assange, but rather about his contacts with others and documents reflecting those communications. Officially being charged for lying, especially during his testimony to the House intelligence community. Again, not showing or proving any new evidence of any back channel with WikiLeaks. Now, why do people believe that there was a backdoor between Trump's administration, Donald Trump, some agents of his campaign team, and Roger Stone? Well, that is mainly because Roger Stone was bragging about it before when he was trolling everyone. Again, he's not a man who tells the truth. He's a PR guy looking for attention, and he has been getting it. And that's why some broadcasters today have described today for Roger Stone to be one of his worst days and also one of his best days because of all the attention that he is receiving. He's being indicted for lying to Congress, not to Mueller, not a part of this Russiagate investigation, which the indictment proves no real link to at all. Roger Stone was selling a book, bragging about his connections to WikiLeaks, saying that he, of course, had, quote, inside information that WikiLeaks was going to release secretive private information on Hillary Clinton that will take her down, which obviously wasn't a surprise to anyone since WikiLeaks even announced it on July 30th, 2016. And at the same time, Roger Stone was going around all the media circuits saying that he had this inside information which was public knowledge, and the media didn't fact check him or verify him, but just ran with his claims because they want this Russian collusion story to be true so much that they're willing to let go of these important facts. This indictment even proves that Roger Stone claimed he had a back channel, even attempted and tried to set up a back channel, and was not successfully able to. And then news organizations like the Daily Beast and other ones who fell for his trolling even reported that, Roger Stone supposedly predicted that these Clinton leaks were coming. By the way, which everyone knew they were coming because of the WikiLeaks announcement, even contradicting himself, saying that his predictions claimed at the same time that he allegedly met with Assange. We even here at this independent news organization specifically called out Roger Stone, Alex Jones, and InfoWars right as WikiLeaks and Julian Assange were announcing an anniversary announcement on their social media. WikiLeaks sent out press releases saying they're going to be doing a press conference talking about A to Z, these specific issues, which of course Alex Jones and InfoWars, along with Roger Stone, decided to make a big hubbub about and decide that this was WikiLeaks deciding to release all the Hillary Clinton information. This wasn't. WikiLeaks sent out a press release saying exactly what they were going to be talking about, and they weren't going to be releasing any new information. They were just going to be celebrating WikiLeaks on its anniversary. But Alex Jones and InfoWars, along with Roger Stone, decided to say that this is the day. The documents are coming out today, and they didn't, causing InfoWars to freak out and actually slander Julian Assange based off the information that they garnered from Roger Stone, attacking Julian Assange, saying that he is now co-opted and he didn't follow up with his promise, even though he didn't promise anything, because it was a delusional belief that they had that was all based on lies and ego and fame and attention whoring at the highest level that the media bought into and made it as big as it is. And these people are actively trolling the mainstream media, which is buying and eating everything up hook, line, and sinker. And this was not the first time that allegedly Roger Stone's predictions were just absolute false. There was many other times throughout his whole career. Again, Roger Stone is an absolute opportunist. He's one of the godfathers of dirty political lobbying in Washington, D.C. He has advised and worked with many shady, dirty characters in Washington, D.C. and outside of it, like Al Sharpton, which he has very close personal connections with, did a lot of personal work with before, and should be criticized for the dirty trickster that he is, and not made as popular and as infamous as the mainstream media is making him out to be. And that's why Roger Stone and the mainstream media, along with Robert Mueller, all of them are just filled with absolute crap. And hey, that's not a popular opinion, because now in modern news broadcasting, you got to take a side. You got to be an activist. If you piss off both sides, well, screw it. It's the freaking truth. I don't give a damn. And again, this is just absolute nonsense on all parties here. Roger Stone, Robert Mueller, all filled with crap. Especially Robert Mueller. You look at the 6 people who were charged that were close to Donald Trump under this investigation, under this Russiagate investigation. All of them were charged for what? False statements, tax fraud, tampering with investigations, nothing proving any Russian collusion, which this investigation was supposed to be about. It's a false narrative run on people for, of course, political power, and it's dirty political power, and it's being played by some of the dirtiest people out there. And hey, at least you guys get a different perspective here than you would anywhere else. And if you're not taking the bait on any of these dirty political hacks and buying into their bullcrap, I applaud you for being a free and independent thinker. A very rare human being. Ultimately, don't trust anyone and don't be a pawn for, of course, someone's bigger political power motives. And if you agree with that, share this video with your friends and family members. Once again, thank you for supporting real independent media. If it wasn't for you, we wouldn't be here. And that's why love you guys. Thank you again so much for watching. Stay tuned for a lot more here on youtube.com/we are change.